And 2012, she's a Mrs. The year 2012 came, the year I would be married. Just as my parents were getting ready to apply for the visas, my dad's briefcase was stolen that has his passport inside. When my dad's briefcase was stolen, I told, you would think, they say, Cornelia, can you not apply for another one? But well, he couldn't, and he did. But the thing is, his travel history is gone. That means that he had less chances of getting a visa. So my mom and dad got a new pass. My dad got a new passport. They went to apply. My dad got denied. My mom got a 3-month visa. At the beginning of each year, our pastor tells us to write our expectations. And I wrote that specific year, it told us, where do you see yourself as far as your eyes can see? I wrote, I see my father walk me down the aisle. That's what I wrote, and I stuck to it. I was praying about it. And in fact, at that period, from January to May 2012, I was in fasting because I was getting ready for marriage, and it wasn't something, I wasn't taking it lightly, because marriage is something that can make you or break you. My dad, like I said, my dad was refused, and he applied again. After he applied, I thought to myself, wow, I hope this one works. And then during worship, because I was in choir, I heard, now I know that the Lord is greater than all God. For in the very thing they prided themselves, he was above them. It's in Exodus 18:11. I heard that thing, and then, I don't understand how charged I became. I say, yes, my dad will get his visa. I think that was the first time that I heard God so clearly, for the first time in my life, in 2012, when I heard him so clearly speak to me. I was like, no shaking, my dad will get his visa. Later did I know, he didn't only get a visa, he got a 5-year visa. My mother had been here prior. They gave her 3 months. My dad, who had never been in Canada, was given 5 years. Hey! Remember, my mom was a bit jealous. She's like, how come you get 5 years? But yeah, it was a great testimony. That testimony brings me to my knees. It brings me to my knees. It's just such an amazing thing that God can do. Anyways, on May 14th, 2012, my parents landed, dang it, at Pearson Airport. Oh my God. When I saw my father, I became a little child. I hadn't seen him since 2006. This was the year I was seeing him in almost 7 years. I ran to him and I jumped. When I tell you, I leapt on his arms. He just caught me. I was like, my daddy. I was emotional. I cried and cried and cried. It was just such a beautiful day. What a beautiful thing. We went shopping for the clothes to wear for the wedding. And on May 18th, 2012, my father walked me down the aisle, just like I had seen. What do you see? And let's go on this tangent and ask you, what do you see? As far as your eyes can see, the Lord has said it is yours. What do you see? One of the things that we also prayed for our wedding, because there was a list, was specific about our things that we were praying for the week. We pray for a great weather, because it was the May 2-4 weekend, Victoria Day weekend. For those who don't know, it's a hit or miss. I prayed for everything. I even prayed for how the guests were gonna be dressed. I prayed for everything. Everything. And that day was glorious. The weather was to die for. It was 22 degrees and sunny. Just goodness. It was beautiful. It was a great weather. So after the wedding, at this point, I was still working at Timmy's. I had been there since 2008. Yeah. I worked at Tim Hortons for over 4 years. The truth is I was over it. It just got to a place where when you're not meant to be there anymore, when it's time for you to get out. But because I know that we needed a second income, I wasn't leaving just yet. It got to the point where my husband would drive me to work every morning. We would come very early. We would sit in the parking lot and just sit there. And I asked my husband, lay your hands on me. I need you to pray for me so that it's not that I don't know how to explain it. It just was at a place where it was time to, the way I think about it is that's how the baby must feel when he's going through the ring of fire. It was just stressful. It just was not a good experience. It's about when you're about to be born. I believe that's how the child must feel inside. The chuku 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 chuku. It took a toll on my psyche because at that time I was pregnant until my husband and I sat down and said, yeah, this is not good for you. You're going to quit. We're going to find a way to make money. And on December 19th, 2012, I was no more an employee of Tim Hortons. Yes. I'm excited about that because, come on, a new era. She's a Mrs. 2012 out.